Hey guys, I'm Bill Rapier. I spent 20 years in the Navy. The majority of the time was in the SEAL teams. Did a couple years at SEAL Team 3 and then about 14 years at Dev Group. So this camera shot is close to what the human eye would see at 100 yards. Is that a Glock in that guy's hand or is that a phone? Whether you're a professional soldier, law enforcement, or you're a civilian, you're trying to protect yourself and your family, you are responsible for every single round that gets fired. Better make sure that you are discriminating your target properly. That's really where these LPVOs come into play, because I can do the same things up close that I can do with a red dot sight, but then I can crank up the power and distance with it as well. And probably even more importantly is I have the ability to target ID. However, the limiting factor has always been I have to come off of my firing position in order to adjust the magnification. So guys, as long as I am back here, I'm out of the fight. My buddies over at Antimatter came up with a super cool solution with the Scopeswitch. Now I can take my other strong hand right here, and while I'm shooting, I can maintain positive control. And then if I see something that needs an extra look, I need to burn through a shadow or shoot a hold or something like that, I simply slide my hand back and it adjusts the power on the scope. Now, as I start to zoom in on stuff, if I need to take a knee, I naturally end up pulling my arm back a little bit like this anyways. So guys, another one of the cool things with this is that if you weren't sure about a target, you present and you get to maybe 2 or 3 power and you realize, wow, this guy is trying to kill me, right? That's actually a rifle barrel that is pointed at me. You can start hammering immediately while you're continuing to slide to whatever your preferred magnification level is. Although this was designed for the armed professional, it does give, on the law enforcement side, competitive shooting and also for hunting, a huge advantage in being able to have that bigger field of view, see what's going on, and then be able to narrow down on your target itself. The Scopeswitch was designed by shooters. It is manufactured in the United States out of 7075 aluminum. When they started doing drop testing with this, what they found was that actually the scopes and the buffer tubes were breaking before their mounts were breaking. It has no electronics in it. It's all just mechanical, and they can withstand the toughest environments. So the guys at Antimatter are going to come out with an electronic version. There's going to be pros and cons to both. The number one pro that I could think of with the electronic one is just going to be ability to do clip-ons, whether you have a clip-on thermal or clip-on night vision. The Scopeswitch is going to be available for both 30 and 34 mil tubes. It is comparable weight-wise to a lot of the leading scope mounts that are out there. If you have questions about the scope compatibility list, go ahead and visit the Antimatter FAQ page. So guys, we're not anti-red dot sight. They definitely have their place, especially if you're gonna shoot passively under night vision. Red dot sight's gonna be a huge advantage for you. All we're saying is put it on top, put it off to the side, but have that ability to zoom in and out very quickly, target ID stuff. As with any cool new piece of gear, you are only ever as good as your training is. So whether you end up using this or you wanna keep throwing it old school, or just continuing to only shoot a red dot sight, all good. The main thing is keep training.